my shorts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Dave Lee, and this is episode number 36.
3 dozen.
Is it?
Yeah, 36. 3 dozen.
6, 12. No, dozens 12.
Dozens 12, you dick.
24, 36. Yeah, there you go. 3 dozen shows. Oh.
And in 3 weeks' time, it'll be 3 baker's dozens.
Yeah. Can't wait. All right, you can, of course, join me on the show every single Monday. It goes out on all podcasting platforms. That includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon, and Audible. The visual element is also available on YouTube, which if you're watching out there, you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much. That goes out on the same day, on the Monday, but if you're a patron supporter, you get it 2 days early on the Saturday. So if you like your 2-day early access, you can head over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under and sign up for as little as one single unit of dollars.
Cheapy.
It's very
cheap as
cheap.
shit.
Cheap as shit. $1 for those out there who...
Get on, pay your $1 and beat all the traffic.
Yeah, get in a couple of days early, support the podcast, support the Dave Lee Down Under channel, all that stuff. Of course, the video versions of the podcast are now housed on a new channel, which is the Dave Lee Down Under podcast channel. Seems pretty simple. So if you're
pretty easy.
So if you're watching this, you're on that channel right now, and if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. We're going to get as many subscribers, got to get up to 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 hours watch time to get the channel monetized. So not making money on the podcast.
No, nothing.
Not making any of it. It's just
Not a zack.
Just the beautiful patrons out there who are supporting with their
Not a
hard-earned
cent.
patron dollars.
Not a penny.
Not a penny. You can find me on YouTube at Dave Lee Down Under, of course, over on Twitter and Instagram. There's links in the description of all the podcasts. If you want to write into the show, you can shoot an email to daveleepod@gmail.com. And if you're listening to the podcast, if you're listening on the podcast platforms, the audio version, you can pop down below and leave us a little rating and a review. It does help.
Just good ones.
Just the good ones.
Don't like the shit ones.
Don't do the bad ones.
No.
Hate them.
No.
I fucking hate them.
Piss them off.
I get on there and I see, this is the worst show I've ever listened to. It's awful. And I think, fuck you. No, I haven't had one
Never
like
had
that
one
yet.
of them yet.
But,
Now you will.
I will now, yeah. Haven't had any like that
So you
just
call
yet.
the person out.
No, they've all been very nice. They've all been lovely.
All been awesome.
Yeah, so thank you so much,
Any
everyone.
feedback's good.
Yeah, all feedback's good except the bad stuff.
Piss off with the bad stuff.
Yeah. Look, I've got old mate Rick, of course, joining me once again here on the show. Every week.
Yep.
Every week.
Well, most
Tune them
weeks.
out. Most weeks.
Every week of late.
Yeah.
It's been a bit hard to get.
It's been crazy time. Ready?
Done.
Here we go, music.
Music? Oh.
It's finished. Wow. Hey, we're still in lockdown at the moment.
Well, no, we're
sort
not.
of.
We're
We're
out
not in lockdown.
We're out of lockdown, but we have a couple of restrictions still.
Yeah.
Because, of course, last week we had restrictions. Week before we were tighter restrictions. 2 weeks ago we had a 5 kilometre radius we could leave for home. Last week was 10 kilometres, and now it's 25 kilometres.
Yeah.
Which allows us to get pretty much anywhere
Get
we
into
need
the
to
city,
get.
really.
And we had 5 reasons we could leave home. Now there's no restriction on the reason to leave home.
Yeah.
And we still have to wear masks.
Yeah, we can go anywhere. Shops are open. Restaurants are open to capacity,
Gymnasiums and stuff like that aren't.
Yeah.
They're still closed.
You still
for
can't
another
have
week or so.
you can't have friends over. You still can't have visitors. You can't
No.
go visiting people.
Nope.
But you can go to a cafe with those same
people. That's right.
I was in a cinema this morning. Actually,
Stretches the logic in my brain.
Yeah, I was in a cinema today, so it's all no holds barred.
Right. Yeah, you were too.
Other than people coming over and having a barbecue.
The movie you had to go see this morning.
I did,
didn't you?
yeah. Yeah, it was good. There was like 9 other people in the cinema, plus the security guard.
I just wonder why they'd bother. Maybe they had a commitment to that.
That's what I was going to say. I think I have a feeling they are probably because I know the local arms have a lot of the studio overseas implements a lot of things on them, like you have to do this, you have to do that. I have a feeling that some of these movies, it's like if you're in a position to screen it publicly,
you have to.
They probably have to, so they probably have to open up like a small one. And I know they're clamping down on screeners at the moment too, because last year they just went fucking wild with them.
Free for all.
Oh man. Crazy. Everyone was getting it. You get a screener, you get a screener, you get a screener. The biggest blockbuster, and fucking everyone's got it. Fucking YouTube channels with 100 subscribers and all this shit. Everyone was getting them. This year they're like, yeah, no, we can't hand them out as freely as, some of them aren't even giving them out at all. So, which is good because the cinemas are back open and they obviously want to.
You had trouble getting a couple of the screeners.
I've had trouble with a few of them. Most of them I'm pretty good with. But some of them are just really reining back in with them. Which is good because it gets you back out to the movies and see a movie on the big screen. And I can't talk about what I saw this morning, but it was one that was good to see on the big screen. So
yeah, I imagine it would be.
It would
have been.
Yeah, so very good. Very good that we can get back into cinemas. That's not an opinion on the movie because I'm not allowed to give my opinion on the movie. Right. Not that you know what it is.
No.
But yeah, so yeah, it's all a bit. It's like weird. It's like like you can do this, you can't do that. You can do.
And
this.
they didn't section the cinema off so that you could all 10 of you had to sit in one area, so they didn't have to clean the rest of the cinema.
No, it was they didn't give us popcorn or anything like that, obviously.
I don't think they were probably not allowed to.
Probably not, no. The last couple, they haven't given any amenities.
Yeah.
Because of that, for that reason, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was spread out, which was good. This has happened a couple of times, actually. I go there, and like there'll be a couple of people like in this row, so I'm like, I'll leave like 5 rows between me and them, and then I go sit up the back somewhere. And then both times, some guy has come and just like sat fucking right in front of me. Like, what are you doing, man? Just go and, go sit somewhere else, anywhere else. You got a whole, 400-500 seat cinema. Just go sit anywhere else. Then I got to move again.
That's because you always like to get right in the middle of the cinema.
Yeah, I know.
Best
no, I was quite the way up the back this time round. And the same as the last one. Anyway, it was good, though. It's been good to get back into the cinemas.
Well, it was good the couple we went and saw prior to...
Yeah.
The circuit
breaker lockdown. It was full, wasn't it? Full house. What was that good. Last one we went to was the A Quiet Place 2 was fucking packed.
Yeah, that's right.
That was like the biggest. That was like full house. That was like the biggest one we've been to all year. That was great. Good. Yeah, real good.
I've never seen a film like that in the cinema before, like a
thriller
scare, almost semi-scary sort of thing. I was looking forward to
Conjuring.
Would be good.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Well.
I saw the second one in cinemas and one of the Annabelles in cinemas, and so it's great to see a horror movie in the cinema. Everyone screams and it's fun. Hopefully we'll get one soon. Hopefully.
We might just have to pay for it and go and see it.
Yeah. That's a good thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seeing it now.
Support the cinemas.
Go out, get out there, give them your money, do all that stuff. It's great. It's been a big week, hasn't it? For me, anyway. Well, you actually, you got your vaccine this week.
Yeah, went and got.
You got the first.
Went and got my first jab.
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
That was fine.
You all right?
It was funny. We've heard a lot of people complaining about not being able to get on the phone and get through on the phone and make their appointments and all these sorts of things, and people complaining about having to stand in line for 2, 3, 4 hours to get walk up and all that sort of stuff. And I'd tried getting through a couple of times and couldn't get through. You'd get through, press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 1 for that, and you get through. And then you sit there for a couple of minutes and you get a message that says, we're experiencing something like, we're experiencing a high volume of calls. Please call back later, and they hang up on you.
Yeah.
Fuck. And I did that a few times. And then on, when did I go? Wednesday? Did I get it Wednesday?
Yeah, it must have been Wednesday.
Yeah. So I got on Tuesday afternoon at about 3 o'clock, and I rang and got through. Got through to a nice young bloke, and so they had the book for 4 of us, which was, myself, my wife, and my parents. And I said, I just need to know, when it's available, because people aren't able, are having to book 2 or 3 weeks in advance. And the guy said, hang on, we'll have a bit of a look. And he had a look. He said, I can get you in this afternoon if you want. I said, what? He said, I can get you in this afternoon. I said, oh, no, what about tomorrow? He says, yeah, we can do it tomorrow. He said, what time do you want? I said, as early as possible. He said, 9:45. All right, it's done.
Yeah.
So the following morning, I ring my parents up and said, right, you're getting your jab tomorrow. I'm picking you up and we're going, oh, okay.
Both in their 80s.
Yes, both in their 80s. So
doing the good thing.
So the four of us went along and got a jab.
Yeah.
And no issues with any of us.
None of you.
I mean, I've had heavy legs and my knees have been sore and I had a slight headache, but that's about it.
It's all right. It's
a little bit tender in the spot where they jab you, but that's expected.
Interesting.
But yeah, no issues at all. So I'm happy to have done it.
Yep, that's good.
And so are the parents and the wife. Everyone's happy they've done it now. I mean, it's not we've still got to get our second one in 12 weeks' time, but just need for you young bucks to be able to go and get it now.
Well, they've just opened up in the UK, 25 and up.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, so Alicia, my girlfriend Alicia, will be able to go and get it.
Yeah, because of course she's in the UK.
In the UK, yeah. Over there.
Yeah.
Had a few people write in, be like, yes, you can get my vaccine now, which is great.
It'll be good.
In America, it's like, I think it's like wide open at the moment.
I heard the other day, I think up in the Northern Territory in Australia, up north,
yeah.
I think they've opened up to everyone above 15 or something, I think.
Interesting.
Because they've had none of it up there. Really.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, if you can, go out and get your jab.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's good.
The sooner we all get our jab,
the
sooner they'll open borders up and we can all travel and Dave can get to go see his girlfriend again. He hasn't seen for 18 months.
I know, crazy
so
times.
It's all a bit hard, but
we've
all got to do it and do the right thing and get there. Well, how about that moron? Fucking moron has driven all the way from Melbourne to Queensland while she had it.
Yeah.
And her partner turned out he had it as well.
Crazy.
And you know what the excuse was?
Yeah, what?
Oh, we had to go up there because he was starting a new job.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know whether it turned out to be true or not.
Could be true, could not be, who knows, but crazy times, man.
But she apparently had symptoms too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's always one of these people who's like, oh, let's get out of here, and then it turns out they had it. Remember those, was that like a group of young girls or something that came here, the last one? One of the last lockdowns we had, they travelled from Sydney and they went on like a shopping spree.
Yeah, that's right.
There's always one idiot.
Fucking hell.
Crazy times, man.
It's people doing shit like that makes it worse for everybody.
I know.
You know?
I know. Anyway.
Do the right thing, people.
Yes.
For fuck's sake.
Get your jabs. Go and get your jabs and get it all sorted. Been a big week for me as well. Sort of. I've been really busy. Just flat out.
You have been flat out.
I've just been flat out with everything. This, that, organising shit, doing videos.
You were up the other night until, the other morning until 7:30 a.m.
7:30 a.m.
Did an all-nighter.
Yeah, they did the Space Jam trailer, number 2. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. And I thought, because I looked on the Twitter of the of Warner Brothers, and, pardon me, the last trailer they loaded was like 12 a.m. I thought, oh, that's all right, it'll be 12 o'clock. Waited till 12, nothing. Because I got the notification on the Twitter, so every time they tweet out, I'll get a notification. No notification. Shit. Check the thing, just double check. No, nothing. I thought, okay, it'll be 1 o'clock. Gets to 1, nothing. Oh, fuck. I bet it's going to be 2. So I went to bed and had like 45 minutes nap and set my alarm for like 5 to 2. And then sure enough, it went up at 2. I was like, quickly run out. And I was on it all night. 7:30 a.m. I didn't get finished till. I had the computer froze. I was just about done. The computer froze. Took me an hour to sort out the issues that were going on. So that wasted an hour. And then my first... Ooh, just hit the mic. my first export of the video, upload to YouTube, copyright. Fuck. Pull it down. Had to go and fix the issues. Put it back up. And each export is like, I guess, 15 minutes by the time I've got it out of the program. I've compressed it. And then I'm able to upload it. So it's maybe like a 10 or 15 minute window there. I was thinking, please don't. I don't want to have to do it again. It happened on the first trailer, actually. I had 3 times the first one. This one was just the one. So thankfully, got up 7:30, went to bed. Oh, and I was asleep until 12:30 the next morning. Well, yesterday morning.
Yeah, that's right.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
But I had to get in there. Have to get in there and get it in early. The video didn't do as good as the last one, though. It never does. The second trailers are almost never really worth covering. Because it's that first initial hype of like, yeah, it was the trailer, let's get our first look. And everyone just fucking piles on. And then after that, it just fizzles out. Because people are seeing enough. You've got all these pictures going up, posters, little clips. And then by the time the film's like a month away, people don't give a shit anymore. They just want the movie. That happens with every movie. But yeah, I wanted to be on there like straight away anyway, and then I just fucking slept. Yeah. People were getting up and I was going to bed. Yeah. Sun was coming up, could hear the birds. Thinking, geez. So yeah, there you go. That was a big night. And tomorrow morning, no, not tomorrow, the day after, I've got to get up at 4 a.m. to do a junket.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. I probably can't talk about what it is yet. You'll find out in a few weeks' time. But the studio contacted me they're like,
because it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be like 8 a.m. because I've got a bunch of interviews I have to do as part of this junket, and they were all supposed to be together. And they were like, they got in touch with me. They're like, the studio's just informed us that we've had a cancellation on so and so. We can still get you a slot, but it's like 4 a.m. And they're like, can you do it? I was like, yeah. I'm happy to do it. Like at this stage, I'm just happy to get these opportunities and stuff, and I understand the privilege of it because I know how hard and how long I've worked to be able to get decent opportunities and shit. So I would always say yes, and I don't mind getting up early and doing it. It's part of the fun of it. And I said to him, this wouldn't be the first time.
No, that's right.
One of the first ones I did, one of the ones for Disney Plus, they had because they do sometimes they do like a round table or what's like a press junket, and you've got maybe a couple of hundred press in there, and they're just on there talking, and you can chat, you can send in like Q&A questions or whatever if you want. That was like 3 a.m. or something crazy, and then I had 2 sets of interviews after that. The next set was like at 5:30 a.m. and the next set was like at 7 or something. So I was like up all morning, just sort of, and I'd be here, I'd do the bit, go and sit there, like have a nap for half hour, get ready for the next one, go have another nap.
It's a hard way to do it.
It's really
trying
hard.
Trying to get sleep in between shit.
I know. But it's fun. I enjoy it. It just leaves me absolutely pooped.
It's never been too bad today, though.
No, I've been fine today.
Yeah. Well, even yesterday.
I was fine. I just slept into 12:30.
Just slept into 12:30.
I was fine. I was a bit foggy. Like the morning, I felt a bit jet lagged because I felt like I woke up at normal time, but it was middle of the day, and then just felt like a really short day. But this morning, I woke up normal time, like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and I thought, I'm just going to sleep in until I have to leave. And I was nice and cozy and just slept in until like 7:45 and then got up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so...
Oh, well, you got through it.
Okay. Yeah,
so you got a big weekend.
The test is going to be at 4 a.m.
You got a couple tomorrow.
I've got the junket all weekend.
That's right.
Part of it's tomorrow, then part of it is on Sunday morning. So it's all right. Tomorrow morning's not so bad. It's like 8 a.m. or something like that. So they'll be all right. I'm looking forward to it.
And that's related to...
It's related to something exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Very excited. Yeah. So...
I know what it is, but...
You know what it is, yeah. I don't know when I'm going to be able to drop the stuff. Probably next week, maybe the week after. I think it's the week after. Yeah. Yeah, end of the month. So
very exciting.
Very exciting, yeah. Yes. I'm excited to reveal it all.
Yes.
Yeah. What have we been watching this? Not much this week, actually. Why have I not watched... Oh, no, I have actually watched quite a bit this week, but nothing that was really that worth talking about. I did watch... I got around to watching this one. It's called The Cook, The Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. It's a film from the early 90s. It's just been released.
I think I know it.
It's been released on Blu-ray for the first time, thanks to Umbrella Entertainment. I was really worried. I was like, I'm a baby when it comes to, like, movies. When it comes to, like... This was just released by Umbrella under their Beyond Genres release, Beyond Genres label, which is usually like genre pieces. Sometimes like might be a slasher film or like a horror film or like a genre film. And this one, I don't know how you would explain it, man. What genres is it listed at?
Crime drama.
Crime drama, yeah. It's got Helen Mirren in it, and the main guy was who's the main actor in this?
Richard
Oh, yeah,
Borea?
he's the cook.
And
then
Michael
Gambon. Oh, fucking hell, man.
Tim Roth as well.
Tim Roth is in it. He's like a little weasel, man. Well, it must be one of his earliest films. Early 90s, anyway. He's very young in it. But Michael Gambon is so good in this, and Helen Mirren. Anyway, this movie I've heard over the years is really intense, like really full-on, graphic, violent, a lot of sex, a lot of it, like it's everything. This is like a heavy R-rated film, and I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. And last weekend I watched it, and I loved it.
Yeah, sounds good.
I loved it.
I'm not sure if I've seen it or not.
I want to watch it again. It is It is an incredible. Not only is it just like a riveting story, but it is the way it's made is stunning. The guy who made it is a painter. Like he started his life as a Baroque painter, and he translated the way that he makes it. Made his Baroque paintings into a film. So it's designed as if to look like, it sounds so pretentious, but it's someone who really loves just like visual cinema, and you would love it too as a photographer. And the way he, it's really hard to explain, but the main idea is Michael Gambon plays a head of the mafia, or like a head of a gang syndicate. He's like Tony Soprano, but like fucking 100 times worse. He's abusive of everyone. He's abusive of his wife, who's played by Helen Mirren. And Helen Mirren goes off and has an affair with his head cook. So he owns this restaurant, and she's having an affair with him in the restaurant while the gangsters are around. So most of it takes place within this restaurant, and in the scenes where they're all around the table, him and all his gangsters, there's like this massive Baroque painting in the background. And the way he's styled it, the way he has the painting is like all of these people, like all these like 1700s people hanging around a table, like having a meal or whatever. And then the way he's styled his shots, the way he's put all the people sitting around the table, you've got maybe people standing up and leaning over the chairs. It's like an extension of the painting.
Right.
And it's gorgeous. And he uses colour really well. So like in the restaurant area, he uses a lot of blacks and reds, and then there's sequences that go out into the kitchen. It's sort of like blues and stuff, and then the bathroom is a big segment of the film as well. So it's blue, pinks and greens. And as the camera travels between scenes, it's like it goes through the wall, and then it's like this massitive pan. It's hard to explain. But then as they move from scene to scene, the colour of their clothing changes in relation to the colour that is presented in the scene. Oh. And you don't notice for a while, and it's like...
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I would remember that.
I have to watch it again. It's so good. But it's like visually gorgeous, and it is riveting. The story is crazy, man.
Well, it's got a 7.6 on IMDb.
Amazing.
Out of nearly 36,000 reviews.
I was so worried to watch it because it is so violent. It is so violent. Graphically violent, and the sex scenes are really full-on. Like full-on nudity, everything. It is just like everything. Just fucking throw everything into it. Wow. And I was like, I'm just so... Well,
it's description. Yeah. You wouldn't pick that. It'd be that violent and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it just says, at La Hollandaise gourmet restaurant, every night is filled with opulence, decadence and gluttony. But when the cook, a thief, his wife, and her lover all come together, they unleash a shocking torrent of sex, food, murder, and revenge.
It's fucking crazy.
Just by that description, I'd give it a... Oh, no, wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man, it's
really
for sure.
Good.
It's it was a 5-star for me. I would watch it again.
Well, it's a 7.6, so...
Yeah. I was captivated. I was like stuck.
Tomatoes? What is Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting. Because I spoke to someone, another critic that I know, Dylan, and he gets a lot of the disc from Umbrella as well, and he posted that he'd watched it, and he was like, and I commented, I was like, oh my God, I'm just working up the courage to watch this. Because I'd heard over the years how graphic it was and how intense it was. And he's like, man, it is amazing. He's like, mesmerizing was the word he used. I thought, all right then. Went into it. Fucking hell, man. I have not been just like so glued to something for a long time. And every performance is so good. Yeah. Helen Mirren is amazing.
She's brilliant. I love what she does.
Her and Michael Gambon. Yeah.
It's 85% fresh Rotten Tomatoes and an 88% audience score.
Yeah. Check it out if you can.
Oh, most definitely.
I've made it sound like the most pretentious film ever, and on some level it probably is. But as someone who appreciates the visual element of it, I'm like, man, it was so far from what I expected. I loved it so much. I really loved it.
Yeah, well,
you would love it.
I'm all about the visuals.
Yeah,
because that was my life.
You will love it.
That was my
just the way.
Life.
I was thinking like, oh, you would love it. Just the way they frame everything and just set.
Yeah,
so good. But if you're like serious about your movies, check it out because it is so good. It is so good. I loved it.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah,
I might check it out this afternoon.
Yeah, do it, man. It is so fucking good. I'll be stuck in here watching it again.
When we finish this, I might flick it on and have a quick look at it, I reckon.
Goes for about 2 hours and 15 minutes and maybe 2 hours
I might just
20
flick it on and just flick through and have a quick look.
You gotta watch it later. Beginning to end. You got to, because it's part of like that shock value.
Yeah.
Like every step of the way is like what's going to happen next. And it just like boils and boils. The opening scene is the gangster and all his mates have basically... They've grabbed this guy, kidnapped this guy or something, and they've got him on the ground and they're fucking beating him to death.
Jesus.
Within inches of death, kicking the shit out of him, pissing on him, rubbing shit
Ray
on him.
Donovan style.
Yeah, but it's really great. It's like graphic. And then the dogs come along and that's like the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Sounds right.
So it kicks off.
Well, we've got fairly similar tastes in
film. I think you'll like it. I know you like it.
Yeah.
So anyone out there, check it out. The Cook, the Thief, His Wife and Her Lover. There was actually a Simpsons episode called The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Homer.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those...
I bet you that wasn't quite as violent or sexy.
No, that's something that's been in the back of my head for a long time, I think. But yeah, I loved it so much. Really good movie. Other than that, we watched Hobbs and Shaw. We checked out because we were watching all the Fast and Furious movies. Mm-hmm. Watched Hobbs and Shaw. Mm-hmm. What did you think about Hobbs and Shaw? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was all right.
It's weird.
Just dumb entertainment. Really.
It felt so different to any other movie. It's like a buddy cop comedy film. And it just didn't feel right. And the characters didn't actually feel like the characters.
No.
At times
different.
Like at times you just completely forgot it's
part of the franchise.
Yeah. So different. Yeah, it wasn't great. It was okay.
It was all right. I mean, I like Jason Statham.
Yeah.
I've always liked his shit. And it's just dumb.
And The Rock.
Just dumb action films.
And then you get a couple of people pop up in cameos and stuff, which is random here and there. And you think, it was okay.
But they're not doing any more of them, are they? Hobbs and Shaw?
I think they had planned to do it as a separate franchise on the side, but I don't think so. Because that didn't perform very well. And apparently,
it was all right.
And a lot of the people that were on Fast, allegedly, were not happy that they'd gone off and done the spin-off. I know a couple of them were quite vocal on Twitter and like end up deleting tweets and all this stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, quite funny. We watched, because we did all the Conjuring ones recently, so we went back and did the 2 spin-offs, The Nun and La Llorona.
Yeah.
Which, The Nun, this is my second time viewing it.
Not really, not very scary.
No.
Well, it's just we got used to the...
No, but I was like, because I watched that maybe last year with what was the year before, because it was Alicia. And even then I thought, like, we were so like, oh, no, I don't want to watch The Nun, because The Nun's so creepy in The Conjuring 2. And I was like, oh, no, this is going to be the scariest. It's not scary at all.
No, not at all.
What I love about it is like the gothic horror elements. I love gothic horror.
Yeah.
Think of like Dracula and Frankenstein, that kind of mid-century gothic kind of creepy stuff. Those elements are really quite good in it, but then when it gets to like the frights and the just isn't.
I found The Nun in whichever Conjuring it was scarier than The Nun the film.
Yeah, much more.
It was it was really creepy. It was really creepy, but in The Nun it wasn't much at all.
And then we looked at La Llorona.
I enjoyed that.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I did.
A lot of people were like ragging on it, saying it was absolute shit, but I really liked it
at all.
Yeah,
not really scary or anything, but it was just. I thought it was actually not a bad film.
It was riveting.
I quite enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, beginning then. Linda Cardellini is in it, who I love. She's great always. She was, I didn't peg at the time, but she, of course, played, she was in Scooby-Doo. She was Velma. In the two live-action ones. There's a scene where they're watching Scooby-Doo on TV. I didn't peg it at the time, but I thought about it afterwards.
Oh.
Or I must have seen someone's Letterboxd review or something was like, mentioned it. I thought, oh, yeah, shit, didn't think about that. So, yeah, we checked them out. Another one we watched. Another round we got around to watching finally. I finally got you to watch a subtitle movie. This is that
that's
Mads
right.
Mikkelsen.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, you liked it?
Actually, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Really good.
The subtitles stayed long enough for me to be able to read them and see the visuals.
That's good because it's a slower language too.
Yeah.
It depends. Sometimes the language can be really fast and they flick up really quick. Yeah. I find with a lot of French movies, it's hard to
keep up.
Yeah, depending on the dialect, I suppose. Even Italian, they speak a fucking million miles an hour.
Yeah. But so even with Italian, sometimes that it'll take them longer to say the same as what we say.
Take them 4 words to say one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that regard, you can sort of keep up.
Yeah.
But the thing I don't like about subtitled films is you got to read the subtitles as well as try and watch the film.
Look up. Yeah, it takes you away.
And it's just annoying.
Yeah. Well, I've
got to be really in the mood for it.
I watched an anime the other day. It's called Paprika. A really beautiful film, gorgeous film. But that was my biggest issue with that was because Japanese film,
Japanese really quick.
And it didn't have an English dub. Usually if it's an animation, it's an anime or something, I would probably prefer the English dub so I can focus on the visuals.
Yeah.
But this didn't have an English dub on it. If it's a live-action film, I always like to go with the original language.
Yeah.
But if it's an animation, I'm not too fussed about it. The only option on this was the Japanese track. And I felt like I just missed so much of the movie by having to go between. And yeah, the dialogue was really quick, so it's going really quick. And you didn't have that time to sort of look up and focus on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
It's a bit of a problem, yeah.
But no, I did actually enjoy that.
So another round, I loved it. It was so good. Mads Mikkelsen, terrific.
He's fantastic.
Just fun, life-affirming movie.
Yeah.
Goes to the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. And so many people been telling us to watch this for ages. Yeah. Of course, won the Oscar for best international feature, or whatever that category is called these days, international picture or something. Won that, and loved it. Thought it was so good. And he, the guy that directed that, whose name escapes me at the moment, Vinterberg, is it? Mike Vinterberg? Should say up there actually. Yeah. Thomas Vinterberg. I almost said Michael. I knew it wasn't right. Thomas Vinterberg. He did another one with Mads Mikkelsen called The Hunt, which I bought recently. I imported that one, so I'm looking forward to watch that one. Apparently it's really full on though, so really intense. So I'm looking forward to that. But that was good because they it's him and a bunch of other like their teachers, like older teachers, about your age, bit younger maybe,
probably a bit younger. I
and
think they were about 50.
Yeah, and they
a couple of them were,
and they have all lost passion for their life in some way or another, and they come up across this hypothesis that
we're born that the people have 0.05 less alcohol in their system than they should.
They should, yeah. So then they decide, okay, as an experiment, let's make sure we've got like this consistent level of alcohol in our body at all times, except for in the evening. Don't drink in the evening, but you drink all day.
Or on the weekend.
On the weekend. Yeah. And of course, it just gets out of control.
One of them becomes an alcoholic. Yeah. It's actually a really fun film.
Very, very good. They're doing of course, Hollywood, like the day after the Oscars, they announced that they were doing a remake with Leonardo DiCaprio in the lead role.
Anyone else named for it?
No, that's it. So I imagine Leo's probably the one. He's probably producing it, I'd imagine.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting. I usually don't mind it when they do a remake, an English language one. That one, you didn't watch the French version. You watched I can't remember.
The one where the guy was
in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the English one. The French one was called The Intouchables. Incredible movie. I watched it many years ago. And I was like so hesitant to watch the remake of that. I was like, no, it won't
The
be any
remake,
good.
that was really
it was very
good.
good.
It's
It
a
was
really good film.
I wouldn't say it was as good, but it was very, very close to being as good as the French one. I can't remember what it was called. The Upside? Was it The Upside?
I'm just trying to find it.
It's only a few years
The
ago.
The Upside.
The Upside,
maybe.
yeah.
I think that might be it.
that's it. Yeah, they were both quite good. What score is that?
Yeah.
Let's go to 7. Yeah,
7,
so that
yeah.
was good. That's
That's
like,
a really good film.
yeah, that was a
And
very,
Kevin Hart's fantastic in it too.
yeah, I'm not a huge Kevin
You're not
Hart fan,
no,
but
you're not a fan.
I
love Kevin Hart, but
Yeah,
I thought he was fantastic
yeah,
in this.
that was very, very
really
good.
film.
I was surprised because I loved the original, the French version so much. I was like, "There's no way this is going to be anywhere near as good." It was terrific. Both of them were very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the French one?
No, I tried to get you to watch it and you wouldn't.
I think I've seen a little.
You
of it.
might have
I
seen
think
bits
I've
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that was
Yeah,
really,
both good.
really enjoyed that.
So yeah, I think if Leo's behind the remake of this another round could be good.
Hopefully.
See, yeah.
Hopefully it's good.
Hopefully we'll watch it again.
Yeah.
And that we can focus on the image this time.
It'll be beautifully shot like
I'm
they
sure
all
it
are
will
these
be.
days. So.
TV-wise, we started a new Disney Plus show. I don't think I can say whether I've watched it or not, though. I don't know what I'm allowed to say about it.
Oh, okay.
But we started that, so there'll be an embargo. Actually, I think I'm allowed to post on social next week about it, and then my review's not for a few weeks. So we started that. We started another Disney Plus show, Loki. First episode of that.
Wednesday night.
That's on Wednesdays. So the good thing is now, because the past 2 Marvel shows have been on Fridays, so we've been like, oh, there's another episode of this tonight, and we're like a week behind on our thoughts.
Yeah.
This now we can actually talk
exactly
about.
Right.
We can be up to date with everyone else.
So Tuesday night's Deadwood night.
Yeah.
And Wednesday night's Loki night.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, we've got 4 more. Well, we've got a few more Deadwood left, and Loki probably runs for only like 6 shows, so we'll probably end up finishing them both around the same time. Maybe. I don't know.
No. How many's Loki got? 6.
I think it's 6.
Oh, he will be.
Yeah,
It'll finish
around the
probably
same
the week,
time.
about a week after.
Yeah. I don't know what the next Marvel one is after that. I know there's one called What If coming soon, which is an animated one, which is like alternate timeline, shows like alternate, like what if Sharon Carter was Captain Britain. So she became the super soldier as opposed to Steve Rogers. And then there's one which is like I can't remember, but there's like a whole like alternate universe versions, Marvel zombies, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Loki. What did you think of Loki episode 1?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good.
really quite good.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson's in there.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in it. Did you know he was
I
in
knew
it?
he was in it, but I forgot that he was in it.
I
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Didn't know it. I thought it popped up. I thought, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I'm waiting for him. Wow. Wow, Loki. Wow.
But yeah, nice little twist at the end of that episode,
Yeah.
which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Thought, oh, okay.
So I think, it came up to a really good start. WandaVision, of course, it took you particularly a few weeks to get into it.
Yeah, it did.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That was go.
That
right
was
from
go from the beginning, but it's almost like very different. I feel like with Loki, we've got back to the WandaVision where it's really mysterious and you're left on the edge of your seat. Whereas Winter Soldier was very like
right in your face. You knew what was going on.
Yeah. It was very much just like a film. Like
exactly.
Sterile.
Right. Just an extension of one of the films.
Yeah. But this one, it's going to have that element of like, what's going on, what's happening.
A lot of references back to...
Yeah. They relied a lot on like clips from the older films and all that stuff. I thought it was really good. Really good way to... I think they understand now that they've got a new audience. And with Disney Plus, they understand that there's 22, 23 Marvel films plus these series. Not everyone will have watched everything.
Yeah, exactly right.
So that's also why they do that... what's it called? It's that recap series that's on there, Avengers Assembled. I can't remember what it's called. But they've got that recap series where you can watch a couple of episodes before the show and it recaps you on the story. So like this week, the Loki one, there was an episode on Loki and then an episode on the Tesseract.
Yeah.
So that's a way of people...
It's interesting to say that about a new audience because on my Facebook... one of my friends on Facebook who's a friend of a friend, she had never watched any of the Marvel films.
Right.
And then a few weeks ago, she'd posted that she'd watched it and watched one of the films and really loved it. Now she had to go back and watch them all. And all these other people got on.
Yeah.
And now these people are probably, she would be probably, I don't know, mid-40s maybe. And all of her friends and stuff had never watched any of them. They've all getting on, did you? It was a really, we should all get together and watch these. And so there's this whole group of people.
Yeah. And I think part of that is the Disney Plus shows, and it is giving it this different sort of reach to different people. And I think they're very aware of that. And whether that is the older crowd or whether it's younger people who are now using Disney Plus, might be like younger teens. Yeah. These movies have been around for 12, 13 years now, the MCU. So there's a lot of people who didn't see them all.
But see, she had watched. I think it must have been WandaVision. I think she'd watched WandaVision, but hadn't seen the films.
Yeah.
So she's in that category where she was on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But hadn't seen the films.
Well, that's exactly what I mean.
So that's what you're saying.
It's this audience of people who are discovering it through Disney Plus and haven't seen the movies. Right. So I think they did a really good job in this first episode of Loki. For fans of us we saw the first Iron Man in the cinema. We've seen all of them in the cinema. We know, we followed the story for 12 years. I think Loki did a really good job. So a lot of people like us will probably roll their eyes like, I've seen this. Why do you need to replay all these clips? Whatever. But I think they did a really good job for the newer audience to understand what's happening in this story. And like they're picking up all these clips from at least 4 or 5 different movies, the Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War, the 2 Thor movies. You've got all these little clips coming through. I think they did it just so well. And particularly now you've got the multiverses coming up. And you've got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And then WandaVision, we kind of expected was going to touch on the multiverse a little bit, and it didn't as much as we expected. But this one is really leaning into that multiverse idea. Yeah. And did you notice how they had to put because people like us, we will understand, you probably only understand what a multiverse is now because I've explained it to you. But fans of the comics or whatever else will understand what a multiverse is. But people who are coming in this fresh, they laid out them, because the biggest thing I've been thinking is like, how are they going to explain this idea of this multiverse? How are they going to introduce it? They did the fucking easiest way they could. A little animated character pops up and is telling you, if you do something wrong, sometimes the timeline can branch off like this in a million different ways.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, really good.
Loved it.
Miss Minutes.
Yeah.
Voiced by Tara Strong, who's a terrific voice actress. You would know her from some of the Batman films. She's always in them. But she's in Rugrats and heaps of stuff. So she was Miss Minutes. Great. They just explained it in the easiest way possible, because that's like if you were a kid at school, that's the kind of thing they'd roll out on the telly. Let's explain sex education. The easiest way is little character pops up. Yep. Back in the 60s, the 50s, the 60s, they made a Woody Woodpecker cartoon to teach the astronauts about going into space. And about the rocket ships and stuff. There's this Woody Woodpecker cartoon that was commissioned to help explain. Or even the Disney studio in World War II was commissioned to do propaganda films to explain, teach the soldiers how to use their rifles and how to...
Really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, all this kind of shit. And the Looney Tunes, the Schlesinger studio, Warner Brothers studio, was commissioned to do... was a series of cartoons called Private Snafu. And he was this private who was always fucking up shit. So he'd making the snafu. Yeah. And every cartoon was like what could go wrong in this particular situation. So I think that that's like the easiest way to tell people something. A little cartoon character that pops up and just fucking tells you like straight up. And they just did it like the best way, I think. Like that's just,
it was good.
Not something I would have thought about, but it's like, that's just... They've sat back and gone, how the hell do we explain this? Yeah. Just have a little fucking cartoon pop up and... Jurassic Park, they did.
And it was really reminiscent of old 60s. Yeah. The sort of things that they would do in the 60s and exactly stuff. Right.
Jurassic Park, didn't remember? He first brings them to the island and he takes them into like a viewing room and this Mr. DNA pops up.
Oh, that's right.
And explains the theoretics behind DNA and the dinosaurs. And it's just always the easiest way. Have a little cartoon character pop up and just tell you. I was quite impressed that they pulled it up that way.
No, it was good.
Yeah. But she referred to it as, if you listen back to it, she said if the timeline splits off, it can cause madness. So you've got the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So something's going to go fucking wild.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like where it's going. I like the slow burn aspect of it as well. It's very talky, but a lot of stuff's going on as well. A lot of good comedy in there.
Yeah.
Sci-fi. I really love the music too. It's using that theremin.
Yeah.
It's so good. Love it. So, so that was Loki. Very good.
That was good.
Yep.
Good to do all that.
Yeah. So, other than that, television-wise, yeah. Well, we're going to watch Luca tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I have my thoughts on that. I'm allowed to post on social media. I'm allowed to say I've seen it. I can't post a review until next week. But yeah, I'm excited to check out Luca.
Oh,
very good.
I am too. I'm dying to see that because it looks visually beautiful.
Looks gorgeous. And we're lucky we're going to get to see it on a biggish screen. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, you know what else? Oh my God, I think I just blew everyone's fucking eardrums out today. Shit. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, well, was that one sub last week that said that I forget what his name was.
It was Regular Man. Was it Regular Man? Over on Chartable?
It might have been, yeah. What did he say?
Over on Chartable.
That would have scared
Regular Man, always a treat to listen to, featuring sound effects that both pleasantly surprise and scare me every time.
He would have fallen off his chair for that one. Scared the shit out of him.
Well, we actually got another review this week.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I'll quit just quickly, yeah. But yeah, sorry about blowing your eardrums out, scaring out of your seat. I know Tim messages me every week. He's like, fucking hell, turn those sound effects down. You just blown my eardrums.
Tim loves the sound effects, doesn't he?
Tim loves it, but he's like, dude, you got to turn them down a little bit. Jackson just hates them full stop.
Anyway, keep them loud just to scare the shit out of him.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, we did get a review in this week from Nala Pegasus over on the podcast platforms. Look forward to each episode. Glad to start the work week with a new episode from a terrific podcast. Dave Lee and Old Man Rick make a great duo for a delightfully entertaining and informative podcast.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Dave does great and well thought out interviews, and I would recommend watching the visual version on YouTube as well. It is just as great to watch as it is to listen to, and can be, I think, unintentionally funny.
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. Thank you very much, though. Yeah,
that's fantastic, Noel. Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you write in a review, we'll read it on the podcast if it's a good one.
Yeah, exactly right.
So anyway, we are a little bit little quieter that time. The Deadwood update.
We got one in.
Tuesday
night, Deadwood night.
Yes, it is.
Of course. We made sure we did it.
Yep.
And we've only got 3 episodes left.
Thank God.
God, was as boring as batshit.
It's getting worse.
It's
getting worse. It's like they're just giving up.
Like the one the week before was pretty bad, but this one was just like, oh. But it again, we say it time and time again, it promises every week there's stuff going on. You think, oh, this is going to explode in a minute, and nothing happens.
Hey, Bullock pulled out a gun this week.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, it's going to
go off.
No.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. You finish up putting it away, and others walked away. Turned into a gunfight.
Do something,
man. My God.
Pissed me off. There's never been a whip either. Not one person's put out a whip.
No.
I'm still waiting. Oh, man. I
need your uncle to pull his out.
Yeah. Okay, uncle's got a whip. Yeah. Lord.
Yep.
I said, oh, fuck, Bullock's got his gun out. For once.
Yeah.
I thought something's going to... nothing.
Yeah, we thought something. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be exciting now.
And then just like...
No, the gangsters just walked away, pretty much.
Yeah, that'll teach you next time.
Let's see some shooting and some fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
I just hope it's building up to something for the last episode.
Well, there was that one episode where they got in a big fist fight in the middle of the street. The guy got his head smashed in a rock. They gouged his eye out. Fucking good.
And then there was the episode where Bullock beat the shit out of
Swear Engine on the balcony.
I thought, that's pretty good.
And then that was the last episode of the season. It was like, what's going to happen next season?
And nothing's happened.
I said to you the other day.
Pretty much, anyway.
I said to you the other day, I was like, do you reckon anyone was enjoying making this show?
I reckon by the look of it now, I reckon they've been told.
Yeah.
By this time, they've been told we're not renewing.
Yeah.
And they just thought, oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
I'm watching, I'm thinking, this is not a fun show to watch.
No.
It's not enjoyable. There's little moments, little glimpses, which are great. I'm thinking, they could not have been enjoying making this.
No.
Like, it's such a boring show.
Yeah.
How do you get geared up to go to work? Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's get back in the, more Deadwood. We're going to sit around a table and talk.
I don't reckon they would have been enjoying
it. Yeah.
It would have been just, here we go again.
Yeah.
Off to work we go. Hi-ho, hi-ho.
Yeah. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're, I don't know. Who knows?
Just going into the sausage factory with down into the coal mine to breathe in some more crap.
Yeah, you hear all these people doing like big blockbusters and stuff. Oh, fuck, I had so much fun making the show, the movie, whatever. And then you get something like this, you think, surely you could not have been enjoying that, enjoying your time there.
It was a paycheck. It looks like they were just going to work for a paycheck.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
So we got 3 shows left, plus the movie.
And then the movie. Gosh, so hopefully it's building to something.
I hope so. Well, they apparently, from what I understand, the series doesn't have like a finality. So they weren't.
That's why they did the movie.
Yeah, well, they weren't given enough time to round the show out, and the creator went to HBO and said, "Okay, if you're going to cancel us, at least let us finish with the film." And they said, "Yeah," and then the film never happened.
Yeah,
for like 10 years or however long it was, and but obviously they had to rework the idea for the film because it's 10 years later.
Yeah.
So I believe the movie picks up in real time, obviously, because everyone's older.
Okay. Yeah.
So it doesn't pick up straight away.
Yeah. Well, hopefully something happens.
I know. Gosh.
Swear engine gets shot or...
I know.
What's his name? The mayor?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully someone beats the shit out of him or something. I don't know. It's got to... There's something...
I just want some action. Just
something's got to happen.
I know. It's crazy, man.
Oh, I'll be glad when it's done.
Me too. Hey, I forgot to do my Letterboxd Wrapped last week.
Yeah, you did too.
I do this at the end of every month where I talk about like my progress, my film viewing progress for the year. So this is for the month of May. I should have done this last week. I forgot about it. I got in 43 movies in May. That's the second best this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, January was 59. So 43 in May.
Mm-hmm.
I had 26 in April. 37 in March, 39 Feb. So I did quite well.
So May you've done well.
Yeah, 43.
Whew, it's your biggest month for the year.
Yeah, while those fast films and the Conjuring ones really got us over the line, I think.
Right. We had to punch them out.
Yeah. So that's 199 films so far this year, as of the end of May. Obviously, we've watched more
How
since
many did you do last year? Can you remember?
565.
Oh, you're not going to beat that this year.
I don't think I am.
Unless you start doing 2 a day.
No.
That's not going to happen.
No. I've got to start working my way through the DreamWorks movies because I keep saying I'm going to do the ranking video for them. I was going to start doing them I was going to start the ranking videos next month, but I've fallen behind. I haven't had time to watch. So I have to watch all of them. It's like 40 films.
Yeah.
So I'll get to them eventually. That will help me get a little further. Directors, I try and do the breakdown, like my most watched directors and actors, but it's mostly stayed the same. Jay Olivia and Sam Liu are both on 6 and 5 respectively, and they both are like DC animated film directors. So all those DC movies I was watching, they've just run away with that. I haven't watched one for a while. I'm taking a little break, and I'll get back into them soon. Actors,
They've become a bit much.
It was just the same.
Yeah.
Some of them were just a bit the same, but I've bought them all, so I have to watch them.
Exactly right. Although we've got shitloads of film out there.
I know, exactly right, yeah. But I feel like I'm determined to watch them. They're just sitting there. Same with the actors are the same. Andrea Romano, who is she's a casting director on the DC films and obviously has little cameos in them, and she's run away with 9 films. She's tied with Jean-Claude Van Damme for 9 films. Maybe just got to watch one more JCVD movie to get him on top, to have the 10.
We haven't watched JCVD, have we?
No, we haven't, actually. There you go.
Well, there's another one.
Yeah.
So what have you got left? You've only got...
Of Jean-Claude films. Yeah. I think I have 2 other really shitty ones out there. I can't remember, Black Eagle or something one of them's called. I don't think I watched that. I think there's 2 because I bought like a Jean-Claude collection.
And there's JCVD.
Yeah. And then I think he's in one of the Expendables films, or maybe 2 of them, which we've got to get around to watching as well.
Yeah, I can't remember if he's in 1 or 2.
I think I know he's at least in 1. You should watch them. The first one was good. I remember watching it, enjoying it. Otherwise, Paul Walker has slid into second place with 6 films because we watched his
Fast.
5. How many Fast films did he do? 5.
Did he do 1,
1, 2, 4, 5,
2,
6.
4, 5, 6.
And then I must have watched... I watched one called Timeline.
And 7.
Was he?
7 was his last one, wasn't it?
What was it? What's the new one?
9.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
So he was in 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So that's 6.
Why is he only 6? Because I watched a movie this year called Timeline with Paul Walker.
Oh,
So that's interesting. Anyway.
he was in all the
Yeah.
up to 7, was he? Apart from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Unless I didn't log something, I'm not sure.
Or was he in... No,
He wasn't in Tokyo Drift,
at all,
no.
was he?
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure 8 was the only one that he wasn't in. Let's have a look. Paul Walker. Furious 7 was his last movie.
Yeah.
7, 6, 5, Fast and Furious. Anyway. Let's have a look at my letterbox, actually. That is weird. Maybe I looked at that wrong. Profile.
You're going to show me how to set this letterbox
Yeah,
up.
we'll
Because
set you
someone
up
asked me, haven't they?
Yeah, a few times. We talked about it last week that we're going to set you up on one, and then didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Statistics, please. It's so slow. The internet's so slow at the moment. What's going on? 2021. Let's have a look. Actors. Oh, he's got 8. I wrote that down wrong. Paul Walker is on 8 films now. So he's coming to second place. And Vera Farmiga is on its 6th place as well, with Vin Diesel, Ludacris, Song Kang, Jordana Brewster. So basically, the cast of the Fast films are like taken over, and The Conjuring, Vera Farmiga.
Yeah.
Because she was in 5 of the Conjuring movies, plus... oh, no, I tell you why I only put down 6 for Paul Walker, because 2 of the Fast movies we watched this month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as of this month, he's there. Anyway, I've just spoiled next month's Letterboxd Wrapped. But yeah, Vera Farmiga as well slid in there too.
But have you got stats for the year?
No, the actors and directors can't break... Oh, that is by year.
Oh, okay.
So that's not by month. But I can break down how many movies I watch per month. But everything else is like just for the year.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Oh, actually, Justin Lin, who is the director of a number of the Fast films, is sliding up there as one of the directors too. Interesting. Cool.
Oh.
So that's my Letterboxd Wrap for the month. I don't have a jingle for that segment, but I do have a jingle for Shite. Well, for Shite. Or hang on, let me turn that one up. See, the thing is, I don't think these they're not balanced. Yeah. So
Just turn it up.
it's time for Shite or Alright.
All right.
There we go. This is Shite or Alright. It's our favourite game on here. We basically pull up a couple of titles on IMDb. Every single title on IMDb has like a randomly generated URL, which is a bunch of numbers at the end. It's like a catalogue number. So we punch in a random number. We don't know what the film's going to be. We type in 7 random numbers, and whatever films come up, we got to read it. There's so many movies in this world. So many movies out there that it's guaranteed you're going to pull up some really weird, obscure stuff. Sometimes they're going to be absolute, and sometimes they're going to be...
All right.
Of course. So,
Explain the determiner.
well, the determiner is we have always figured that any movie on IMDb that is below a 6 is usually going to be something that's going to be a bit...
Could be quite shit.
Anything that is above a 6...
All right.
So when we go shopping for DVDs,
Yeah.
we'll often get on, if it's something that we're not sure of,
Yep.
we'll get on IMDb, and if it's got a rating over 6, we'll go, we'll buy that. If it's got a one under 6, we'll go,
Yeah.
and then we'll get onto Rotten Tomatoes and see what Rotten Tomatoes has. Some of them we've had like, a 5.2 or something, and Rotten Tomatoes has had like an 80% fresh.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, okay.
You might be right.
So we'll buy it.
Yeah.
So that's really the determiner. That's how we buy our DVDs. Determine ones that that we haven't gone in to get specifically.
Yeah, it's how
because obviously we'll go and we'll have a list of what we want.
Yeah, when you're buying so many like we do, you're going to buy ones that you think you're going to enjoy.
Yeah,
so
that's
anyway,
right.
So you go buy that. So anyway, anything between 0 to 5.9 we figure is and anything that is over or 6 and above is
All right.
All right. So I don't know who started last week.
Well, you start.
Actually, you start this week
I
because
start because I've got
for me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first one
Yes. Oh, so basically we read each other out the synopsis and we have to decide whether it's or...
All right.
You've used that a bit.
Yeah.
Jackson, the world's worst manager.
You're going to hate it. Wacko Jacko.
Yep, the world's worst manager.
Yeah.
He's going to love you, isn't he?
I know.
Using that much.
He loves me.
Self-appointed too, by the way.
Yeah, self-appointed manager.
Okay, so your first one.
Yeah.
The son of a notorious pirate.
Right.
I'll say it again. The son of a notorious pirate is placed on the path of righteousness by his love for a beautiful young woman.
Oh. Son of a pirate.
Son of a pirate.
Sounds like a good name for a film, Son of a Pirate.
The son of a notorious pirate is placed on the path of righteousness by his love for a beautiful young woman.
Sounds like it could be like some old, like 1950s, 30s, 40s, 50s swashbuckling epic. Errol Flynn, Douglas Fairbanks, that kind of thing. I think it might be okay. I'm gonna say it could just be all right, like on the border maybe. So I'll say all right.
So you're saying all right?
Yeah.
Well, it is in fact.
Oh no.
Yep. It's called The Son of Captain Blood.
Oh.
5.4.
Oh.
And who did you say it? You thought it might have?
Well, it could be like Errol Flynn or Douglas Fairbanks.
Might be his brother, Sean Flynn.
Oh.
So Sean Flynn, Alessandro Panaro, and Ann Todd.
Right.
Are the three main. Fernando Sanchez. Oh, Sancho.
What year was
So
this made?
So it was made in 1962.
Yeah.
A rating of 5.4. Ran for 1 hour, 28 minutes.
I don't need to know about runtime.
Well, someone might want to check it out. Well, it goes for an hour and a half. Let's have a look at how bad that is.
God's sake.
So, there you go.
Interesting. All right, I get one for you right here. Okay, this one's called... No, I won't give it away. A secret agent possesses a ring that makes him invisible for a short time. Once every 10 hours. No, I didn't read that properly. A secret agent possesses a ring that makes him invisible for a short time once every 10 hours. He is in pursuit of an evil criminal mastermind, but at the same time must evade an enemy agent who also wants the ring.
Sounds like bloody Lord of the Rings.
Sort of, yeah.
Just give it to me again.
Secret agent possesses a ring that makes him invisible for a short time once every 10 hours. He's in pursuit of an evil criminal mastermind, but at the same time must evade an enemy agent who also wants the ring.
It might be a bit of fun. Might be a bit of adventure.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I'll say it's all right.
All right.
Give me the clue.
Oh, yeah, because we're allowed to ask for one assist every episode, which is to tell you the actors in it.
Mm.
Or should we change it that you can either ask for the actors, you can ask for a genre? What would you prefer to know? What would you want to know?
Actors,
all right. You've got Patrick O'Neill, Donald Pleasance, Ira von Furstenberg, and Henry Silva. They're the top four billed.
No, I'll still say it sounds all right.
Sounds all right. It is... Yeah, it's a shite one. It's called Matchless. Made in 1967. It's a comedy sci-fi. And it's 5.4. Yeah. It's an Italian film, actually.
It's not overly shit, but it's probably going to be shite.
Yeah, it's an Italian film. So I feel like it's probably one that was made in Italy with English actors speaking in English. It's an English language movie, so there you go. The Italians did a lot of really weird movies in the 50s, 60s that had just all these Western actors in it and just weird films, man. They make some weird shit, Italians. My family.
They do.
Yeah.
They do some great stuff.
Yeah.
There's some really good offbeat sort of shit.
I imagine that's probably what that's going to be like. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Bit of Italian cinema for you. Paisans.
Okay, your next one. I've just got to reword this a bit.
Righto.
A wealthy rancher uses his power and influence in the Yeah, a wealthy rancher uses his power and influence in the territory to keep the peace between farmers, ranchers, land grabbers, Indians, and corrupt government officials.
Oh, man. Give me again. It's a confusing one, man.
A wealthy rancher uses his power and influence in the territory to keep the peace between farmers, ranchers, land grabbers, Indians, and corrupt government officials.
Sounds like a really generic, like older Western, but is it one that could be good? I'm guessing it's like a Western from like the 50s. You've got Indians, which is not a term that's politically correct anymore. In those days, it was free reign to use the word Indians, Native Americans. So I feel like it's an older movie. It does feel like a very 50s-ish kind of Western one that might star like Jimmy Stewart or someone, but I'm going to say it's maybe all right. I feel like I would be bored. Sometimes I get a bit bored in the more like straightforward Westerns that's like political and shit. I'm going to say that people might enjoy that one though. It's probably, so give it an all right.
You're going to say it's all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's called McClintock.
McClintock. It's fucking John Wayne.
I didn't notice who it was when I pulled it up. I thought if you ask for the
I haven't. That's one I haven't watched. That is one John Wayne film I haven't watched. That's what I mean. What year? Like 50-something, 60-something?
63.
63.
November 63. So the actual description is wealthy rancher G.W. McClintock uses his power.
Yeah, I would have known.
I can't use McClintock because you would have known it. Because then I noticed who was in it.
Yeah.
So you got John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, Patrick Wayne.
Yeah.
Patrick Wayne, any relation to John Wayne?
I think it's his son.
Oh, okay. Stephanie Powers.
Hang on, maybe I have watched it.
I don't know.
I feel like there's one.
Better get on and have a look.
If that's the one with the little. There's one he did with a little kid, and the kid falls in a river or something. I have watched.
Sure, we've watched a few John Wayne films.
Most of them, but I do have it.
I've probably watched it years ago.
How do you spell it?
MC.
Yeah.
LINTOCK.
That's what I spelled.
McClintock.
Oh yeah, it's like a comedy. Is that a comedy one?
Comedy romance.
Yeah. I think I have seen it. Obviously, didn't make a good impression on me. This is the one with the kid. I think this is the one with the kid. Does the kid fall in a river or some stupid? I remember seeing like a GIF that come up. Alicia sent me a GIF of this kid falling in a river, and I was like, I've seen this movie, and then I actually sent her a Snapchat of the movie. She was like, "You idiot." Patrick Wayne, it's his son, John Wayne's son.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure I've seen it. Actually, I'll look on Letterboxd. That'll tell me. Let's have a look. These movies see what I mean? They're so generic.
Yeah.
They just blend into each other.
Yep.
Some of them you watch, you're like, I didn't really enjoy that one. Comedy Western. Interesting. Who directed that one? That was... I
haven't watched a Western for a while. I should pull out a John Wayne film and watch one. I haven't seen one for ages.
What am I looking at? Oh,
some of his comedy Westerns were fantastic. I loved them.
Yeah. McClintock. I'm pulling it up on Letterboxd now, see if it tells me whether I watched it or not. Oh, so
it's got
slow.
Jerry Van Dyke as well.
Yeah. Who is Dick Van Dyke's
Dyke's brother, yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. McClintock. Apparently I haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not the one where the kid falls in the river, but it's another one that does have a kid and is a comedy. I recognise the picture on the cover of John Wayne slapping her bum. I recognise the picture.
Yeah. Slapping
and I feel like I've seen the clip. But, that's what I mean. They're so generic, you don't know if you've seen them or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, one
but I knew if I had read
I would have known it straight away.
You would have got it straight away.
I'll check it out one day. Okay, here's one. 4 LA cops are fighting the war on drugs. Corrupt superiors manage to break up their team when one of them gets killed. The 3 quit LAPD and continue investigating. 4 LA cops fighting the war on drugs. Corrupt superiors manage to break up their team when one of them gets killed, and the 3 quit LAPD and continue investigating.
Sounds like it's up my alley, that one.
Yeah?
I'll say it's all right.
You say it's all right?
Yep.
Alrighty, that one is... Yes, another shite one. It's called... Well, it's got two names. It was originally released as The Last of the Finest and then got renamed for one reason or another to Blue Heat. Unless it was one of those ones that got released as Blue Heat internationally or something. It's got Brian Dennehy, Joe Pantoliano, Bill Paxton, Michael C. Gwynn. Decent cast, but it's only got a 5.8.
Oh. Actually, I don't think I gave you the rating from McClintock, did I?
Oh, no, you didn't.
7.2 it's
7.2,
got.
yeah.
Made in 63.
Yeah.
But I read out the John Wayne Moore in O'Hara Patrick.
Yeah.
And I did all that.
Yeah. There you go.
So that has 7.2. So, yeah.
So Blue Heat, 5.8.
So it was just
shite.
Very good cast, though.
Yeah, decent cast.
It's got a really good cast.
Really good cast. That was made in 1990.
Yeah, there's a lot of film around that time that was just crap.
Yeah.
In that late 90s, early 80s. There's just a lot of shit around.
Late 80s, early 90s.
That's what I said?
You said late 90s, early 80s.
Did I? Yeah. I'm old, Dave. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
There's just a lot of crap. Like a lot of these action sort of supposed action films were just shit.
Yeah.
Absolute crap.
Righto. There you go.
All right.
Yep.
Now, we've got one here that has been sent in to us. I've just lost who it was sent in by.
I think Anthony sent that in.
Anthony, that's right.
Yeah, patron.
So thanks, Anthony, for sending this in.
Anthony.
Okay, let me have a look. I haven't read this one yet. Nothing that'll give it away. No.
Good.
A family gets lost on the road and stumbles upon a hidden underground devil worshipping cult led by the fearsome master of his servant.
Is that a name, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Of his servant.
Don't give the name away. Fuck, no idea. I reckon it's like some trashy, like 1960s, 60s, 70s, horror, slasher, maybe low budget kind of thing. Some of them have like big cult followings, but a lot of them don't have good ratings. I'm going to say it's a shite. It sounds shite.
All right. It is.
Shite. No.
I could sit here doing this for an hour,
no, what is
and
it?
it wouldn't be enough.
What is it?
It's called Manos.
Manos.
Hands of Fire. Hands of Fate.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
1966.
Yeah.
Has a rating of 1.8.
Oh, that's shite.
That is bad.
That's real shite.
How bad
Let
is
me
that?
see the picture. What's the picture?
Oh.
I have heard of this, and I have a feeling maybe it's like considered one of the worst movies ever made.
Well, 1.8, what do you reckon?
Yeah. There you go.
That's a good one, Anthony. Well done, mate.
Thanks, Anthony. If anyone wants to send in a shite, all right, we will always read them. It doesn't have to be something that's absolute pure shite. It could be something that's really great. It could be something that's in the middle.
Well, the harder ones are, like, you pick that as being shite fairly easily.
Yeah.
Whereas those ones that are like, between 5 and 7,
they're hard ones.
Sometimes they can be hard to
just
pick.
Find something you think will trip us up. Something that sounds great and is shite, or something that sounds shite is really good.
We want you guys to take this over, so we don't have to.
So we don't have to do it every week. Yeah, so you don't have to do the randomly generated one like we do. Just think of a movie. Yeah. If there's a movie you want to try and trip us up with,
but you can't come into IMDb and just type in a number, can you?
Yeah, but it has to start with like
TT00.
TT00. I think you can do TT01, but the further you go down the list, the more likely you are to get some just really obscure like television shows and stuff that don't even have a rating or.
Well, do you have to have your? So if I went to IMDb, and just typed in their search there.
No, you can't. Yeah, well, you could just search in the movie. You don't have to do a randomly generated one. Just search a movie, pull up a movie, and it will come up with the URL. Just send us the URL, basically. No, you can't search it by the number.
Can't do it like that.
So, the number doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter if they're just going to send us in something.
So if you type in TT 00 and then 5 more numbers.
It does too, but they're not going to know that. They're not going to know the code. Why are they going to be searching the movie by the code?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just random. You don't know what it's going to be.
Well, yeah. So if they want to pull up a random one, what I'm saying is if you just know a movie, just send us the URL.
Yeah, exactly right.
But if you want to have the fun game of randomly generating one, TT0, and it's 6 numbers following the 0.
Yeah.
But usually TT00 plus 5 numbers will pull up something.
Yeah.
The further you get, the higher the number, the more likely you just pull up random television episodes that have no rating or description or anything.
Yeah.
Or lots of weird foreign stuff. There's a lot of Bollywood stuff comes up and none of it has like descriptions or comment or ratings or anything. Strange. Okay, a couple of shout outs for partners this week. Of course, I've been talking about Random Space Media over the last few weeks. They've been putting together these fantastic Blu-ray releases and DVD releases developed in partnership with a number of studios, including Universal, Sony Pictures, Home Entertainment. You can head over there. You can check out the stuff that they're releasing. They've just released a massive Battlestar Galactica box set. It's got everything in it. The original series, the new series, the movies, TV movies, spin-off series called Caprica, which is one of the first times released on Blu-ray anywhere in the world.
Yep.
And you can only get in this box set here in Australia. It's the most definitive version of Battlestar Galactica you can get. So if you want to check out, I did like an unboxing of that. You can go and check it out.
Pretty awesome set.
It's very awesome set.
Pretty cool.
And it's good price. It's marked down in price at the moment. You can also go in there and use Dave 10 and get 10% off the box set as well. You can use that between now and the 30th of June. But, of course, you can use that code on anything.
That's Australia and New Zealand.
That's Australia and New Zealand. Yep. You can use that code on anything. You don't just have to go and buy the Battlestar Galactica box set.
Yeah,
but that's their big product they've just released. I want to plug that. So you go over there, you can use Dave 10, get 10% off your order. Shipping's free.
So you can go spend $1,000 there and you'll put in Dave 10, you'll get $100 off. How
good's that? I don't get anything off that, by the way.
No,
it's not an affiliate code. I'm just helping these guys out. Yep. I want to help get their name out there because some of the stuff they release is awesome.
Yeah.
Like Zathura. They've released a Jumanji box set with Zathura in it, which has been out of print for years here in Australia. Yeah, cool. Stuff like The Golden Child. Never been released on Blu-ray. They've just released it here. So stuff like that. Go check them out. I also want to plug kicks.com.au. I've got another partnership going with them. I've done a couple with them in the past. This time round, I'm happy I can offer you 15% off. So you go over there. You can use Dave15. And that runs until September this year, 2021. You can go over there and buy anything on their website. That also applies to sale products and pre-orders as well. And their shipping is free over this long weekend. So if you're listening to this over Queen's Birthday weekend, shipping is free over Queen's Birthday weekend.
This goes out on Monday, Queen's Birthday.
But if you're a patron and you're listening...
If you're Patreon, that's right.
You'll be able to
get 2 days early. That's right.
So go over there. They sell a lot of great stuff.
Do they ship internationally or just Australia?
I don't think it's international. I think it's just Australia as well. So they have just released... they are selling the Indiana Jones 4 movie collection on 4K. You can head over there and get 15% off it plus free shipping.
Awesome.
That comes to a really good price over there too.
And that's not an affiliate code either.
That's not an affiliate code either. Just helping them out. So there you go. Also, if you want to watch the Fleischer cartoons, I've got to plug out my friends over at Twitch TV /Fleischer Studios. Wonderful guy. Mauricio from over at Rockin' Pins has been running that for the Fleischer Studio, Fleischer Company. Go over there, you can stream Betty Boops, Popeyes, Little Lulus, just some other obscure cartoons.
So if you're into Betty Boop or something like that, get over there and have a look.
Get on there and just stream.
It's the easiest way to get to see him.
He does like a cartoon dance party every now and then. And he'll play like a bunch of cartoons where they're dancing or something, and he'll play like some sort of like music over the top, like dance music. Yeah, quite fun. So go and check that out. Okay, news this week. Not a lot of news. We can kind of briefly smush through some of this stuff. There's a big blockbuster movie that's heading to Cannes Film Festival this year. They announced a couple of weeks ago, we're going to have a big blockbuster film come. I was like, what's it going to be? Because Cannes obviously a very prestigious film festival. All the prestigious films go there. Tarantino always takes his movies there. You've got the Palme d'Or, the greatest film at Cannes. And they announced, we're going to have a big blockbuster film here this year to kick it all off. And I won't tell you yet. They've announced it this week.
Oh, what was it?
Fast and Furious 9 is heading to Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
did they get that there?
Don't know. They're probably short on films or something. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
So Fast 9, this bloody car movie, is going to Cannes Film Festival. You couldn't think of anything that doesn't just feels really out of place. Everyone's thinking how weird, but yeah, there you go. Cannes is going to be taking aboard Fast 9.
They're not really car films anymore.
Oh, not really, are they? No, sort of after about the fourth one, they're just like action films with a couple of car scenes. Yeah, so Fast 9 heading to Cannes Film Festival. I got an email from the PR team behind Cannes Film Festival. Never had contact with them ever. And they asked me to confirm whether I'm going to Cannes this year or not. I don't think so. Sorry.
A little bit hard to get there.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, bizarre. I'll keep in touch, though. Keep in touch.
Can't drive there.
No. No, certainly not. Keep in touch with me, though. I might come one year.
Just on Fast and Furious 9, you were saying something about the car. The car in there.
The car that they build, what's his name?
The Charger.
Diesel's Charger. He's got a new Charger in the film, apparently, and it cost him $1 million to make.
I find that really staggering that it cost that much.
Yeah, let me have a look. Million Charger. I saw this. Yeah, Fast 9 built an over $1 million Dodge Charger for Dominic Toretto to drive in Fast 9. Insider. Universal's rep confirmed to Insider that over $1 million was spent. It's that one there. New looking, slick looking.
Just looks like a Charger.
Yeah. It combines old and new technology. Apparently, this is from the studio. That's about all they said. Yeah, cost them $1 million. It doesn't really...
Doesn't say who they got to build it or anything?
McCarthy. Someone called McCarthy. Vehicle supervisor Dennis McCarthy. So they hire this guy called Dennis McCarthy to do the cars for the films. He's worked on 8 of the films. He worked with veteran mechanics and his team at Speed Corps to bring the mid-engine Charger and several hybrid versions to life. Coming up with a fresh version of a Dom Charger gets trickier with every new installment because there isn't much that we haven't already done. Dom's F9 Charger had to be something that was over the top, iconic, and different from what we've done in the past. With its mega horsepower Dodge Hellcat motor, unique Charger engine location, and combination of old and new technology, the mid-engine Charger satisfies all the criteria. The Charger is now my all-time favourite Fast and Furious car.
So did it say mid-engine?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
probably why.
There you go. Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah. Crazy, man. $1 million on a car. Fuck.
Oh, you can get some... Geez, you get 3 or 4 built for that price. Yeah. By some pretty good car builders in America.
My gosh.
Can dig it.
There you go. Yeah, $1 million. How crazy is that?
Well...
Yeah, one of your favourite shows.
I just
yeah, no.
I remember you mentioning it.
I was going to put that in. I forgot. Yeah, crazy, man. The money they spend on some shit. $1 billion franchise, though. So,
well, yeah, exactly. Right.
Go for
Small
it.
change.
The most lucrative franchise Universal has ever had in history.
Yeah, we were looking at it the other day, weren't we? About how much they fork out on them and how much they made back on them. Like, my God,
crazy. Here's a show from your childhood that's getting a film. The film treatment. The Munsters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. It's a sitcom, of course, from the 1960s,
I used to love the show when I was a kid.
It's a very good show. This is its first reboot as a film. Obviously, they did The Addams Family in the 90s. Yeah. Everyone's been wondering for years, when's the Munsters coming? There were Munsters films years back, but with the original cast. But this is the first time they've actually done a reboot. It's been. This is the weird thing, though, that everyone's like, it's being directed by Rob Zombie, who is like a horror, like a slasher film director, like full-on hardcore horror.
Oh, okay.
Like he directed House of 1,000 Corpses.
So we've never seen any of his
No, we've never watched any of his movies. House of 1,000 Corpses, The Devil's Reject, and the 2007 Halloween reboot. It's going to be interesting to see what he brings to this because obviously it's a comedy, it's a sitcom.
Yeah,
very light. It's sort of like the Addams Family, but they're like monsters.
Yeah.
Living in this suburban house. Rob Zombie took to social media and said, "Attention, boils and ghouls. The rumours are true. My next film project will be the one I've been chasing for 20 years, The Munsters. Stay tuned for exciting details and as things progresses." The Hollywood Reporter notes that the film is going to be coming from Universal Studios' 1440 Productions, which I think might be a television division. And they say it's most likely the film's probably going to go to Peacock, which is Universal's streaming service, instead of being a theatrical release.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Well, I don't know. It depends on what he's going to do with it.
I'll look forward to seeing it because, I enjoyed I used to love this.
Yeah,
TV
but is it
show.
going to be a comedy, or is he going to go fucking full out like a slasher weird?
I hope it's not going to be a slasher.
That's what I mean.
It couldn't be.
Surely not.
But I look forward to seeing what he does with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a great little premise.
Yeah, I love the show.
the whole
It's a
TV
great show.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to seeing it. Okay, so there's a film coming out soon called DC League of Super Pets. This was announced ages ago, called Super Pets. They've changed name to DC League of Super Pets. They announced a long time ago that The Rock was going to be in the lead role as Crypto.
Of course
he is, yeah. That's him right there, Crypto the dog.
Yep.
So what the League of Super Pets is basically a bunch of pets of the DC superheroes. Yeah. So Superman's dog was Crypto.
Yep.
Batman's dog. You've got Wonder Woman's horse. Yeah, like a monkey and a cat.
Can't remember Batman ever having a dog.
Yeah, probably more recently, I'd imagine. No, actually, no. The Super Pets were like years ago, like 40s. And they've been in it over these years, various iterations and stuff. But I feel like they're really obscure. But they were like the picture you see right there is like a children's TV series that's on at the moment. Right. And there's like comic books for kids and all that shit. So it's more of like a kiddie sort of franchise now. They've announced some more cast. Kevin Hart, of course, The Rock's mate. He's going to play Ace, who is Batman's dog.
If it wasn't for The Rock, Kevin Hart would have no work.
No, exactly right. Yeah. And we've also got Keanu Reeves, John Krasinski, Kate McKinnon, Natasha Lyonne, Diego Luna, and Vanessa Bayer are all going to be in the film in unspecified roles at the moment.
John Krasinski's sticking his fingers everywhere at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good on him.
So there you go. This will be an interesting one. It's going to be obviously a computer animated thing. And
well, if that's anything to go by.
Yeah. They released like a little teaser spot thing for it the other day. I didn't cover it because it dropped like at the same time as the Space Jam trailer. I was like, I'm not even dealing with it. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't think that'll hold my interest at all.
No, I don't think so.
Don't think there's any interest at all for me.
No, so I'm imagining
but I'll have a look.
It's probably coming from the Warner Animation Group who've been doing all this stuff. It looks very Scoob. Like that looks like the design they used for Scoob in the recent movie.
Oh, yeah, it does a bit.
Some breaking news just from this morning. It's not in my thing, not in my script.
Rundown?
No, so let me it's quickly here. We've got Aquaman 2. They've announced the title for Aquaman 2. Yeah, it's going to be called The Lost Kingdom.
I just hope it was a lost film.
Yeah, I agree. James Wan is
I didn't
back.
enjoy the first one at all.
No, me either.
It was pretty over the top.
James Wan is back as the director because he did the last one. Jason Momoa was going to be in it, and Amber Heard is expected to return as well, and Patrick Wilson, who was, I think, I don't know, the bad guy, some shit.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So there you go.
I think I've wiped it.
Yeah, I don't remember any of it. And Marvel's She-Hulk has apparently cast Jamil as the villain.
Oh.
Who you'd know from The Good Place.
Yep.
Yeah. She's quite fun.
Yeah, she's good.
So she's going to be apparently going to be in She-Hulk, which is one of the next Marvel series to come to Disney+. There you go. She'll play the villain Titiana. Oh. Marvel has declined to comment on the casting. I don't really know much about the character or anything. She'll play socialite. She played socialite Tahani on The Good Place. Yeah. So I don't know who this character is she's going to be playing in Marvel, but there you go. Apparently she's going to be in She-Hulk.
She's good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed her in that other show.
Yeah. That's it for the news this week. It's
awesome.
a really slow couple of weeks.
Yeah, it has been.
So let's round the show out with some
questions.
questions.
You'll find some questions.
Yeah, there's quite a few there this week.
All right. First one is from Charlie Palmer.
Hey, Charlie.
G'day, Charlie. How are you, mate? Obviously, we know you love movies. Well, maybe. Obviously, we know you love movies, and in.
Zoom in a bit.
So I can see it better. Obviously, we know you love movies, and in a few of your older videos, it's clear you love music too. What are some of your favourite music-related movies, musicals, biopics, and are there any artists you'd love to see have a movie made about?
Oh, interesting. Okay, if we think of biopics, I've always called it biopic. It's biopic.
I think it's biopic.
I've always called it biopic. I've always said biopic. Yes, that's wrong. Anyway, my two favourite biopics, music related, are Ray with the great Jamie Foxx.
Probably mine as well. One of mine.
And Walk the Line.
Oh, Walk the Line.
Joaquin Phoenix, Johnny Cash.
Can't think of anything else.
I hated Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
hated it.
I was never really.
I don't use the word hate
anyway.
a lot. I don't use the word hate a lot, but I didn't like it. There was another that came out of... I really liked Rocket Man. You didn't really enjoy it that much.
I'm not a huge
You're not a huge Elton John fan. I like his music.
Sorry, Brenda.
I wouldn't say a friend of ours.
But I enjoy some.
fan.
I enjoy some of.
Yeah.
Some
I
of
like his
stuff,
songs. I'm not,
particularly his latest, his early stuff.
Yeah.
Like Yellow Brick Road and stuff
what
like
else? The Beatles movies were... they were
fun.
fun.
they were pretty ordinary, but I love them.
Yeah.
You know, huge Beatles fan. So.
Otherwise, I think...
What was it Boy?
Oh, the one about John Lennon.
Yeah.
Nowhere Boy.
Nowhere Boy. Yeah.
That was quite good.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't really think of much else. Movies that...
Musicals?
Well, The Wizard of Oz, but I've never really liked it for the music. I'm not a huge musical fan, really. Across the Universe, which was that Beatles one.
Yeah, I was going to say that one.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I love that. Romeo and Juliet was a good one for me. Not it was music. It was music related.
Music. Well, I was actually going to say The Great Gatsby because the way that, again,
true,
Baz Luhrmann uses music in the film is fantastic.
Yeah.
And Mary Poppins, if you want to go with like really traditional musicals, a movie that I love as well. Yeah.
And any artists you'd like to see a movie made about?
I don't know. I feel like we've seen them all, haven't we? Yeah.
We still haven't watched. What was that one about Dylan?
Oh yeah, Bob Dylan. You were really. I was never here, or something like that.
I'm not here, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not there, or something like that. Yeah, it had like 4 or 5 different actors playing him.
Yeah,
Kate Blanchett, and she's the only one I can remember. But there were a number. It was like each was a different chapter of his life.
Four actors, wasn't there?
Yeah.
That played him.
There you go. Alrighty, thank you, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie submitted the second question too that I liked. This one's for you, actually. I'll read it.
You read it out.
This is mainly aimed at Rick. How do you tackle, that is old mate Rick to you, Charlie? How do you tackle movie age ratings and knowing when to show a child a movie? Do you wait until they're the age, or is a 15 comedy okay at 12 compared to a 15 horror movie? You sort of get the idea.
Yeah. We were fairly. I don't think we were conservative. We were sort of fairly open to films. It really just depended on whether you think it's appropriate or inappropriate. Like if there's too much violence, anything below about 12 years old, I wouldn't have allowed you to watch. Things like, for argument's sake, Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have shown that to a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Maybe wait a couple of extra years. Horror movies. Also, we've never really been into horror movies anyway. But I would probably, depending on the horror movie, it would be a bit later because they can be quite stressful.
When I
for
watched
a kid.
The Shining, I was probably 12.
Yeah,
maybe 13.
That'd be about right.
Maybe, and that's an MA.
Yeah,
I think.
So I think the ratings they give them, like if it's an MA-15, or what's the American equivalent?
That would be an MA-15 would be like PG-13.
Yeah, something like that. I think they err on conservatism.
Yeah.
So they're really quite conservative with their estimates on what age appropriate.
Well, see, the problem with the American rating system is you've got, I think they have G, then they have PG. Well, they used to have G, PG, and then R.
Right.
So Spielberg actually was one of the film. I can't remember what it was, whether it was E.T. or no, it was one of his films. They felt that it wasn't as hard as an R, but it was a little stronger than a PG.
Yeah.
So they invented that PG-13
right
to fill that gap.
Right.
But I still feel like there's a long way to go because a lot of movies that open overseas as an R might open here as an MA-15.
Well, see, the R in America, what's the age on that? It's 15.
They don't have the ages. They don't have the age. It's just
because an R here is 18 plus.
Yeah.
So we've got G, PG, MA 15
plus, and then R,
and then
18
R,
plus,
and then of course
everything else.
But yeah, I think the ratings they put on them, like for a 12-year-old or 15-year-old, are pretty conservative.
Yeah.
And I think that it's there are some MA-15s that a 12-year-old could sit and watch and understand. But you've got to know your kid. You've got to know what they're capable of understanding.
Yeah. Now, Charlie's from the UK. Their system's like 12, 15, 8. So they just stick with the numbers 12, 15, 18.
Right, okay.
And then I think there's a couple of others in there.
And I think they're probably fairly close to ours.
Very much closer to ours, yeah.
But I would think that, there are some, horror films I'd probably leave to about, depending on the horror film.
Yeah.
Like the first Conjuring, I wouldn't have shown a 12-year-old that.
No.
There's no way.
No.
I would have waited till you were 15 to allow you to watch that. What was that other one I watched with Michael Keaton?
White Noise.
White Noise.
So that was an M.
Yeah. See, that there was only a couple of scenes in that really sent shivers up my spine. And I think that at 12 years old, you probably weren't old enough to understand. Some kids wouldn't be old enough to understand some of the intricacies of that film. So sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Well, I remember watching movies like Vacations and like a lot of like M-rated comedies, sort of like that, or like your Ghostbusters, or you think the Chevy Chase, Billy. Oh, who am I thinking of?
Bill
Murray. Thank you.
Murray.
Dan Aykroyd, Blues Brothers, all those kinds of comedies. Maybe 10 years old, maybe.
Yeah, but see that they might have had an M, which is probably 12 or 13 anyway. You were capable of understanding that stuff anyway. But there's nothing in those that is either going to terrify or make you question. Like there's things that you've got to think. Okay, is there anything in this film that is sexually explicit that they're not capable of understanding at 12 or 10 or whatever?
The first MA-15 I watched was American Pie, and I wanted to watch. I remember I wanted to watch it, and you were like, "Well, you can watch it, but you have to watch it with me."
Yeah,
because that's like, that rating thing there. Because M15 was always, you could see it if you're 15, but you have to see it with
an
parent.
adult. Yeah, that's right.
Whereas the MA15 plus was always like, no one under 15 can see it.
Right.
They've actually taken the 15 off the M.
The M, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, American Pie, and I would have been 12, 13, I think. I think
MA15 you were allowed to see, but you had to be with an adult. I think.
Yeah, mate, you might, I don't know. No. I think it had. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think MA15 you had to be with an adult. I remember
me and Loki trying to get into a MA15.
Yeah, but that was just you two.
Yeah, maybe. It used to be that you could get the parent to buy the ticket, and as long as the parent bought the ticket, it was fine.
Okay. That might have been for the M, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Long-winded answer.
But comedies are a bit easier.
Yeah,
because as long as they're not a sexy comedy or something like that.
Yeah.
If they're just like a Christmas Vacation or American Vacation or Stripes or something like that, they're just fun and there's nothing in them that's
even if there's a bit of nudity or whatever.
Well, so anyway. So thanks, Charlie. Thanks
you,
for
Charlie.
those. Good little discussion there out of that.
Yeah. Shloomy.
Shloomy Schloms. Shloomy's very active on...
Yeah, he was always commenting on stuff,
Yeah, so thanks for that, Shloomy.
Let's do these
what's
quick
your
ones.
favourite superhero movie?
Oh, my favourite ever is still got to be Superman. The original Superman, 1980.
Oh, I've
1978.
got to agree with that because Superman's always been my favourite superhero.
Yeah.
And I remember going to that first run in the cinema.
Yeah, amazing film.
And it was like this. You look at it now, and you look at the special effects, and you can almost see him laying on the glass and stuff when they had him flying through the sky or whatever. But the special effects for the day were like, oh, geez,
well, we watched it recently. It still holds up. It's still a really, really good movie.
It's a great film. It's really well scripted and everything. You know,
terrific.
But could you imagine that film made today with today's technology and also today's style of shooting?
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Well, they have done
lighting the whole.
They have done Superman movies recently, haven't they? But
but
you take this same script, you make it with
and the same actors and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be incredible.
It would be amazing.
Yeah,
you know.
Right,
so that number one for me.
Yeah,
and Iron Man, the first Iron Man, because it was such a surprise.
Oh yeah, that and the Avengers movies. Come on.
Yeah, well they
Dark
are.
Knight trilogy.
But no, for me, they were great. But for me, like the very first Iron Man, because we went into that not expecting much. Thought, who the fuck's Iron Man? Yeah. We had no expectation and come out thinking, wow, that was fantastic. So, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Next one.
Devish Sood.
Yeah.
Last movie you watched and liked but can't remember a thing about.
Gosh, I don't know. How many movies do you not remember?
I don't remember.
The only thing I could really think about was I remember we saw Godzilla vs. Kong in cinemas. Really liked it. Don't remember a thing about it.
Yeah.
I just remember them punching on in the city. There was like a bit where they went underground. I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, smashing buildings and all that stuff, and that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
The Fast movies we've been enjoying too. I couldn't pick them apart at this point.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, the first 3 or 4, maybe. But after that, they just blend in and become.
You remember bits of them. Yeah. All right, next one.
Blankness.
Yeah.
Do you think there will be competition between the Loud House movie? The Loud House? Yeah, that's right. The Loud House movie and Paw Patrol, the movie when they release. They've been confirmed to be releasing some on the same date, August 20.
I don't think so. I mean, they're both films that have obviously for very, very, very young audiences. The Loud House maybe is like a slightly like older audience. Maybe that's I think they're both Nickelodeon things. They're both going straight to streaming services for free. I don't think there's any competition. I mean, you can watch them both in a day if you want.
Yeah,
90-minute films. If you're a fan of both of them, there's no reason you can't watch both of them the same day, or one today, one tomorrow. I don't think it's hard to talk about competition when it comes to streaming things.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's tough
because it's so available.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be much.
Okay.
Yes.
Dexter, the Nostalgia Toonster.
Yeah.
He's given a 2-part question.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the first part. Who's your favourite voice actor or actress?
I'm quite partial to the voice actors from The Simpsons only because I always grew up with them.
Yeah.
Nancy Cartwright is probably the first like big celebrity I ever met.
Probably.
She was lovely. Like Dan Castellaneta, Harry Shearer.
That's where you got a photo with
all
Rove.
Those guys. Yeah, I got a picture with Rove there. Yeah, Rove McManus.
Rove McManus.
But I love Mel Blanc, who did all the Looney Tunes and shit. Like his range is incredible. But you can always tell it's him doing the voice. Man of 1,000 voices, they used to call him. I'd say them. Otherwise, Tara Strong, who we spoke about before, is fantastic. Does a lot of really great stuff. Kevin Conroy, who does Batman throughout a lot of the films, did the animated series. I think he's fantastic. I don't know. I feel weird singling people out. Eric Bauza, I love. He does Bugs Bunny now and a lot of the Looney Tunes and shit.
Yeah.
It's hard to single people out because I think they're all just so fantastically talented. Tim Allen is
Tim Allen and Woody.
Tom Hanks. Yeah,
what's his name?
Tom Hanks.
Yeah. So they're too.
It's hard. I think they're all the people who are working now are amazing, and people who worked in the past, amazing too.
Okay, so his Dexter the Nostalgia Toonster, his second part of his question.
Yeah.
Well, question.
It's just a second question.
He said, and also, What is the hardest part about making a YouTube video?
Go where I start.
Sitting up all night and going to bed at 7:30.
Yeah, the 4 a.m. Yeah, that's probably it, the hardest part. I don't know. The researching, writing, it comes fairly easy to me, the writing and the research.
Probably depends on
the type of video.
The video.
I imagine this is probably something that's probably talking about an evolution or something, maybe.
Right, yeah.
Writing comes fairly natural to me. I can write easily. I know how to research well. That's never really hard. Unless something trips me up where I don't know, like there's a hole in the information or something, and then I have to go and try and search it out through other sources. Usually I have 2 or 3 different books that I go between, different articles and stuff. I always end up piecing together the story. But I find fun in that anyway. I find it fun doing the detective work.
Yeah.
Hardest, maybe I hate audio recording. I hate recording the narration. So that's probably the hardest, just physically draining and I just hate that. And cutting the audio together is fucking awful as well.
Yeah. But I mean, when you record some of the audio, like for those evolutions that go for half an hour, that can take you 3-4 hours, sometimes more.
And I'm wrecked at the end, so that's probably just like physically hard and
mentally.
And
the throat's really sort of scratched up and sore and all that sort of stuff. So,
but then everything outside of those parts, I'm
really
fine
enjoy,
with. Yeah, I find it quite easy.
Okay.
Yes. This is the last question.
The last one from Tyson.
Yep.
Thanks for sending in, Tyson.
Thank you, Tyson.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Tyson.
That's it. No. I've always had a certain fascination with Australian wildlife that has always captivated me.
Yeah.
Steve Irwin was my childhood hero, and I've been dying to see a biopic.
Biopic, yeah.
I almost said biopic then.
Yeah.
A biopic of him for quite some time now. My question is, who would you cast to play the legend himself, and who should direct? Thanks. P.S. I saw the Dry in theatres a few weeks ago and thought it was solid.
Awesome. I imagine he's probably from the
solid
US.
Was great.
Yeah. I imagine he might be from the US.
Say the solid was great? The Dry was great.
The Dry was great, yeah. I think he might be from the US because the Dry's just opened over there.
Right, okay.
And he said he's had a fascination with Australian wildlife, and Steve Irwin's been a child. Yeah. I don't know.
Could be British.
Could be British.
Could be from anywhere.
Yeah. Could be anywhere.
Let us know where you're from.
I know it's opened overseas, so I assume they're from overseas. Anyway, I don't know who you would get to play Steve Irwin. Who have we got at the moment? Australian actors.
I reckon, what's his name? Guy that was in Avatar.
Oh, but how old is he now, though? Sam Worthington.
Yeah, something like Sam Worthington.
You're thinking about him like 10 years ago, though.
Yeah, but he's still not. He's still only be, 40 maybe?
Yeah, probably.
He wouldn't be that old.
How old was Steve Irwin?
He was, I can't remember, like 42 or something maybe?
Sam Worthington's 44. I suppose, yeah, he's still quite young. And he looks like he's about the age that Steve Irwin was.
Yeah. So I reckon someone like, he would be good, I reckon.
If you were to go maybe a touch younger, you got all those Hemsworth brothers just lining up to get a pay.
Yeah, they get too much work.
Like Liam Hemsworth or someone, I don't know. Sam Worthington, he's actually got the look, actually, Yeah, there you go. Who would direct it? I don't know. You'd have to have an Aussie director on board. Jack Thompson. Maybe like George Miller. George Miller who did.
I don't know.
George Miller.
It's got to be an Aussie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. George Miller's done like such. George Miller's catalogue of work is so varied. I mean, you've got stuff like Mad Max, but then you've also got like Babe and Happy Feet. So he could do something that's a bit fun, a bit dramatic, a bit lively. I don't know. Baz Luhrmann's Crocodile Hunter. Could you imagine?
Could you imagine how bad that'd be? Steve was 44.
There you go. Well, he's the right age then.
When he passed.
Steve Irwin, what a legend. I remember when he died. I remember that was so sad.
Oh, the whole country was just devastated by it.
I remember being in class at school and then someone was like, oh my God, Crocodile Hunter has died.
Yeah.
Don't believe you. I don't believe it. This man was invincible.
Yep.
He was
Exactly
invincible.
right.
Everyone thought he would be alive.
He could have survived it too, they reckon.
Yeah, that's a sad thing.
But anyway.
So there you go.
Sad thing. Yeah, I don't know who directed it.
I don't know. I'm just saying George Miller is the first thing that comes to the top of my head.
Don't really know. What's the one that does the horror films?
James Wan, yeah. Maybe.
He's
doing Aquaman at the moment.
Is he?
Yeah, he's taken. There you go. Anyway.
I'm sure there's someone there.
There will be. Yeah, that's it. That is all we have time for today. We are just under 2 hours today, which is good. Thank you for listening. The podcast, of course, goes out every single Monday on all podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, and Audible. The visual element also goes out to YouTube on the same day, but if you're a Patreon supporter, you can get that 2 days early with early access. Just head to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under. You can get your access for as little as $1 a month. Single dollar. But you can pay a little bit more if you like.
Cheapy.
Very cheap. Don't forget the video podcasts are on a new channel. Of course, if you're watching, you're on that new channel. Just hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the views, all that. Got to get all the statistics up on that one to get the money rolling in again. Oh,
yep.
We'll be rolling in.
Got to get 1,000 subs, so get on and sub.
Yeah, exactly. You can find me.
Don't leave it running.
Don't leave it running just to clock up the hours.
So if there's only one section you want to watch that section and don't leave it running.
Don't leave the rest of the video going. You can of course find me on YouTube at Dave Lee Down Under, over on Twitter and Instagram. Links in the description. If you want to write into the show, you can shoot an email to daveleepod@gmail.com. If you're listening on podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating. It does help.
Only good ones.
Only good ones. YouTube.
The more good ones we get, the higher we get, and the more it gets pushed out.
Yes, exactly right. It helps us get out there. Thank you. A couple of weeks. What am I saying? YouTube preview. A couple of weeks ago, I dropped my Rugrats Evolution. I'm in the progress of dropping the voice evolutions at the moment too. Tommy's gone out, Chucky's gone out, Angelica will go out this week.
Yep.
So watch all of them. Just watch them all. Just watch them. Get on there and have a look. I am working on my next evolution at the moment as well. This Rugrats one went out this month. This next one is tracking to be done by the end of the month.
Awesome.
So there should be 2 out this month, and then because I want a quick turnaround for the next one.
Yep.
In next month.
Although you've got a pretty busy week coming up too.
That's why I'm really right.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of stuff coming up. Plenty of cartoon news on the channel. A bunch of stuff about Space Jam. There's also the Space Jam breakdown, the trailer breakdown. You can go and check that one out. Again, I've got some exciting interviews coming up. I'm doing the junket this week. We've got 2 big film reviews coming up as well. One of them I can reveal to be Luca. We'll be watching that tonight at the time of recording, and I'll have a review up for that in like a week or 2 whenever my embargo is up. I'll have a social reaction though, so if you want to hear what I thought about that, head over to Twitter and there'll probably be a thing there. Otherwise, we'll talk about it next week on the podcast.
Cool.
Our very brief reactions. We can't give a review.
Right.
Okay. That's it. Thanks, old mate Rick.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Random Space Media.
Oh, yeah.
Dave 10.
Dave 10 for Random Space Media, or Dave 15 at kicks.com.au. Kicks.com.au are offering free shipping over the Queen's birthday weekend. So either of them are really fantastic. And, of course, just a quick plug for twitch.tv/Fleischer Studios. Go and check out all those beautiful Fleischer cartoons.
Get onto it, guys.
Yeah, thank you to old mate Rick for joining.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, everybody out there, for listening. We'll
Thanks,
see you on the next
everybody.
one. Take it easy,
Everyone
guys.
stay safe.